Are you someone who enjoys films that delve into the darkest corners of the human psyche? Do you find yourself captivated by stories rooted in reality? Stories that are haunting and will leave you questioning? If so, Mike De Leon's Kisapmata is a film you cannot afford to miss. Watching Kisapmata, one of Philippine cinema's finest films, left me both disturbed and intrigued. This is not just a psychological horror, it's a brilliant example of storytelling, utilizing power, control, and silence as its most devastating weapons. In this video, we will explore the toxic family dynamics and hidden messages that make this film a true cinematic masterpiece. Kisapmata reveals the stifling hold of patriarchal dominance within the household, demonstrating how the misuse of authority inflicts profound, frequently unseen wounds on those affected. Discovering that it was based on a real event made the movie even more disturbing for me. The reality that these occurrences were not entirely imaginative but rooted in real life events highlighted the film's pressing importance. It showed how actual families can turn into prisons, with power imbalances so distorted that they result in tragedy. With this backstory in mind, I couldn't shake a heightened feeling of despair while watching, as it highlighted that such atrocities exist outside of the film. The film's opening scene subtly foreshadowed the looming horror. In the living room, for a normal family, it is a space that should represent comfort and togetherness. But in the film, it becomes a stage for the father's dominance. The editing in this sequence is deliberately slow, with lingering shots that amplify the discomfort. The silence between lines is deafening, forcing me to focus on what isn't being said.
Anong klaseng sagot yan?
The dialogue here is loaded. Tatang Dadong's questions seem mundane on the surface, but they're dripping with control. Mila's hesitant answers reflect her fear and submission, while Deli, the mother, her silence screams agitation and complicity. It's as if she has resigned herself to this toxic cycle, unable or unwilling to intervene. This silence is perhaps the most devastating element. It's a reminder of how complicity, whether born of fear, apathy, or exhaustion, enables
Sa
abuse to
ganito lang ba
persist.
mauwi ang lahat?
The tension builds when Noel, the husband of Mila, arrives in the household. His presence triggers a series of events that unravel the dark truths of the family. As he struggles to understand Tatang Dadong's oppressive and increasingly irrational behavior.
Ako pa rin ang nasusunod sa bahay nito.
This recurring shot of the father by the window is one of the film's most haunting images. From a technical standpoint, the cinematography here is striking. The camera often positions creating an illusion of distance, yet his imposing figure dominates. The lighting adds to the tension, subdued and cold as if the world outside barely exists. As I observed, I understood that this window is not merely a physical obstruction. It represents his viewpoint on the family. He gazes outward, inspecting his realm, similar to a tyrant governing his people. The top-down perspective nonetheless subtly suggests his vulnerability, as if the external world possesses a power he can never harness. This conflict between his apparent authority and concealed vulnerability reflects the nature of abusive power dynamics. The window symbolized surveillance and dominance, emphasizing how the father's control extended to every corner of the household. It was a chilling reminder of how abuse often comes with the constant threat of being watched and judged. Tatang Dadong, played brilliantly by Vic Silayan, embodies this authoritarian figure, a man who wields his power not out of love, but out of a desire to dominate and control. Both scenes are laden with symbolism that enhances the film's examination of power dynamics. The discussion in the living room reveals the harmful consequences of unchecked power, whereas the window serves as a symbol of oversight and dominance. Collectively, they emphasize a recurring motif, the diminishment of individuality in oppressive systems. Mila's uncertain replies and the mother's quietness are more than personal decisions. They are survival strategies within a system meant to suppress opposition.
Nang wala akong kasalanan.
Kisapmata is not a simple film to watch, yet it stays with you well beyond the end credits. It prompted me to think about how power functions in one's deceptive manners not only within families but also throughout society as a whole. The film's genius is in its power to reveal these dynamics without exaggerating them. To me, the most chilling recognition was that the character's silence, whether stemming from fear or complicity, serves as a method of oppression just as much as the father's explicit domination. It serves as a stark reminder that certain types of violence leave no visible marks, yet their effects are equally destructive.